And Three Pine neck unconsciously a little embarrassed. It's like a child doing something wrong. I feel guilty about good people, so I feel bad. Look at the expression he wanted to believe. The worst of all, he grinned. The name of this 3-year-old. Force against heaven as naive, as a child. Compared to ordinary people, it is more tempting to deceive. The 4 demons saw this scene. Also breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, I escaped alive. But when everyone is breathing at the same time, 3-year-old girl suddenly frowns. Doesn't feel right. Aggressive just about, the devil says. It's not right if you're stuck here. At Sao those 4 guys can run to. Running back inside the battlefield. Give me another punch. His word just ended. People can't help but tremble in their hearts. Most people probably don't even think this is going to happen. Not having time to react, I couldn't say a word about this. Listening to this silent prayer is not okay. I'm a little insecure. The butler had calculated it well. If you can't imprison this little demon, pretend to be stuck here. To find medicine for him. From the fake fighter. The victim to trick the little devil's empathy. It's also like keeping your way back. And these 4 guys have a chance at chaos. Punch of 3 through a punch. Are they even arrested in person? It's a cold day. I really want to talk to the best. Get rid of those 4. Clean up your relationship with them. Finally Sue, an ancient moment. 3 Pine again want to be angry. Most likely, open your mouth. But he didn't answer his question either. Laughing, do you understand the rules? Neck 3 straight answers, do not understand. Most likely, he grinned. I guess that's easy. Ha! Ancient 3 furiously frowned and glanced at him. Most likely, I was in a hurry to laugh, ha ha ha. Don't get me wrong. I just want to preach to you the morality of the French. When it comes to strength, there are about 12 levels. But based on the type, there's a problem. Close and illusory battle. Like the battle before, it belongs to the army. But there's shit in there. Did you find out? Outside, there is more magic inside. Do you realize that? You mean I got hit by that magic? She shook her head in a daze and asked the opposite. But very quickly, he was cold. Not how. Has the family never been in battle? What can I say? It can also be fake in front of you. Like my sense of smell won't fool me. The one who hit me was that guy. He said he finally caught the family. The demon in the back was pointed at by him. You don't stop shaking. He hurriedly turned his eyes for help to the nearest. Face this word. Most likely, he would put on a laughing hand. I'm not saying you're hallucinating, but he is. I'll ask the 4 of you. The one you want to catch. Do you really want to kill 3 Pines? The body of the 4 demons unconsciously trembled, although they are a little unusual. But this word still sounds understandable. Most likely, they are looking for an excuse to get away with it. To grasp this. 4 people together shake their heads with a loud voice. We hit the magic. I must have mistaken you for someone else. So who's the monster you're talking about? But the other 3 are not trusted. They raise their eyebrows to big. Not say 2 words. For demons instant 10 portions Italy. They point their hands towards the worst. Screaming is him. Most definitely, the facial muscles are constantly contracting. Fuck Ra. These people are not even in their hearts. Want to catch and kill him. Real. Now is not the time to deal with them. He pretended to be cold and gritted his teeth. Haha so. If you want to kill me, I will kill you. 278 Relics of the Heavens. Ancient 3 half news half suspect. Doubt or turn to the surest side of the question. On the contrary, he is also a monster. Before I met you, they called me that. Most likely, he nodded shamefully and laughed. Then the 2 hands knit together. The 2 wings immediately appeared. Seeing this scene, the neck of the 3 eyelids trembled a little. To touch the 2 flaming wings constantly nodding. That's what Ra is. I thought it was your spaceship. Turns out it's a strange thing to grow on. Saw him. Once again, trust the words of the worst. The sermon is almost over. Thumbs up straight to applaud. However, due to the fear of the neck 3 pine can only quietly feel. Whining behind my back. The tiger is the butler. In this way, everything is explained clearly. It's a boneless tongue with a lot of twists and turns. This danger is also safe to overcome. I'm sure everyone here breathes a sigh of relief. The luck of the 3 children. If you can see this point, you can bet. But this is also a double-edged sword. If you make a kid angry, we just have to accept our fate. Today a moment, people are silently breathing because they escaped a life. The 3-year-old did not let go again and opened his mouth. Wait a minute, if you say you're under siege. Looking for medicine for me. There are 8 drugs. Without medicinal 8 products. Prove that you are deceiving me. And then he turned his evil eye. Look at the most dangerous people. Everyone is stunned again. The devil opened his mouth to stop him. You punched the ground 100 miles ago. Those 8 drugs soon went up in smoke. The monkey called out with a cold laugh. 8 medicinal products are mascots. There is a spirit in heaven. In times of danger, you know how to get to the ground. It itself is in the ground. Maybe you don't even know the benefits or the harm. So it's already running away. The cowardly devil looked at everyone in fear. But her neck was cold for an hour. Yelling out again is more bullshit. With the fragrance of medicinal 8 products. Just by my nose, it stinks within a mile. Even if it's hiding 1,000 meters underground. I can smell it too. How could you get rid of me so easily? That's it. This time the devil wants to find a reason to hide. So, but half a day still doesn't produce a complete sentence. I saw this scene for an hour. He looked at everyone and said yes. I can't get my 8 drugs. Prove you've been fooling me. In the interim, people are in a hurry. On the forehead constantly sweating cold. Suddenly, right now, the world is screaming. It's a little unsightly to smile. There are 8 drugs that exist. He also wanted to run away. But in the moment the battle is broken, I was quick to catch it. You don't see its smell. It's because we put it in the world. End words. He only took out 1 drug medicine from the world. Brought in front of 3. See the medicine in front of you. The tip of the nose slightly moves the neck 3 pine happy a battle. Then he shamelessly touched his head and said, "There is a real medicine." I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Go and find the medicine for me. Maybe it's a little hard to nod. I can't help but say that these 8 ingredients are mine. I haven't finished yet. The medicine in my hand was snatched by the neck. He put it in his mouth and swallowed it. I can't stop laughing and telling the truth. Even if you fight, you can't fight. If ever, in the battle, there's also an 8-ingredient medicine as a reward, I'd be happy to jump in. Don't worry, there won't be a next time. Most likely laughing and shaking his head, but there's a blood leak inside. The most sure human I see medicinal 8 products. It was taken away again. Long has a little pain. Endlessly resentful. This rotten boy. The medicine he stole from the flower for a long time is about to be. He swallowed it. There are only 8 ingredients. God's people look at you in pain. I can't stand to pat him on the shoulder for comfort. It's all external. Don't be sad. I know for sure that most people are hesitant to sigh. Just out of danger. The 4 demons returned to their strange appearance. Go next to him. That's right. In the hands of the butler, there are 8 real medicines. More unexpected. The butler feels so sorry for us. They didn't abandon us. We're so touched. Probably the most violent looking at them. Said coldly, "Shut up. Your father has invested his money in you. If you die, you will lose even more. In short, now pat this kid first, and then think about it." Clearly everyone nods together in obedience to the eyes of the 4 demons looked the most certain way. Has become respectful. Not like before, only afraid. Suddenly right now, there's a thunder coming out. To travel thousands of miles around the sun lightning. Most people can't help but notice this scene. Scan your eyes and look at the 4 weird sides of your eye. Not that the mountain has been leveled. Where's the thunder? I'm sure it's going to rain soon. The angel prayer touched the chin casually said. Most likely, I don't think so. Calmly shaking his head in denial of his thoughts. It's impossible. 2 rights of the Kier boy concussion. So that 100 miles around it's clear. 1 cloud ripple. Even if there are no clouds, dig out the rain. Hear this word. It's like waking up and nodding. This word really makes sense. While everyone is in doubt, the devil suddenly shouted out loud, pointing to the neck 3 pines over there. Your butler must be looking. That boy doesn't seem to be doing well. People in his direction just look over. All 3 of them were suddenly on the ground. Shrink fear to hands cover ear. The 8 drugs he likes the most. They were also thrown on the ground. The devil saw this. Laughing loudly, a voice without a tiger is the butler track. It's certainly sinister. Even small monsters that are the same. Come on, tell us. What kind of poison did you use? to the nose against the sky. I can't smell it either. Maybe give us some. He hasn't finished yet. Most likely, the hands. Aggressively glaring out loud, get out. Lao Tzu is not playing any games. It seems that boy is sick. It seems to be a matter of heart. I watched for a long time. All of a sudden, you're scared. What? This is the most unbelievably screamed out loud. The Bible does not believe. Immediately explain. Once upon a time in the empire, teaching the Kier little demons. The old man is extremely strict. In the end, some of the minds are not strong enough. I heard the old man's voice. My whole body will shake like that boy. You mean he's scared? Glancing at the neck-3 pine. It's shaking hard on the ground. Probably the most disturbing thing to say. But that. What could make that little monster afraid? Right now. There's a thunder in the air. The most amazing thing is looking over there. There was a battle of fear in my heart. But it wasn't long before the thunder echoed again. The sky is like being torn apart. There's a big hole. And then every bolt from there comes down. The world is where it goes. Everything's turned to dust. I'm most likely to see the scene. In his constricted eyes taking a sip of cold air. The cry of fear is 279 training for the death of lightning. Loose set. It's one of the 3 great dangers of the 6th. It is also a place where God is. The place where most people are still looking. I can't believe it's in this place. I heard about Long 9 before. He is always ready to enter this place. But then a series of things came along. So it's been shelved. Now the purpose of this trip. It's about trying to incubate a barbarian's egg. But the mountain is no longer there. How do you hatch eggs? Even if it is already hatched, the birds can't do anything to get lost. I can only say time and space. Now is not the time to get lost. The eyes are a little complicated, looking at the thunder that's coming down. Most likely a sigh. I can only complain for an hour. Finally, the 2 wings flew away. Give up and go inside. The other 5 followed his orders. I saw him leave too. Hurry up and chase. The forbidden city of heaven. Dangerous pest. They've heard it before. Now you can retreat. There's really nothing better. But it's not far. Most probably it didn't feel right. Decided to stop and turn around asking the wrong question. That's not the old boy. The word just ended. People also quickly realize. Neck-3 pine no go behind. Everyone. Turn your head and look closer to where the lost half appears. I can only see that her neck has shrunk at this moment. Become the form of an infant. Lie still on the ground. Not a little reaction. The devil saw this. Caught the chance to laugh for an hour. Why did that boy turn so small? Afraid of being hit by the thunder to become like that. Hey ha ha ha, where did you look so aggressive before? The other 3 demons. He also laughed at his words. Only the most sure of all still a level of observation of the 3. Contemplation of thought. For a long time, It was like waking up. I understand. He is not afraid of lightning. It's fear of death. We were wrong before. Your butler must have said that wrong. There are people in this world who are not afraid of death. Even if it's our boss. If you see the lightning, you have to turn around and run away. The killer laughed out loud, probably shaking his head. Stare at the neck 3 pine. In the eyes lit up, it's like this kid is not like anyone else. You're brave enough to run. Not even the power to run away. After all, he had something to do with the mischief. He said. He suddenly looked at the temple. The old man and the 4 demons went ahead. We have to go save him. Hear this word. The startled holy ceremony anxiously cried out. You can't, butler track. If you get caught up in the trap, I'm sure there will be broken bones. The devil saw that and hurried to stop him. That's right, the butler. He's not invincible all his life. Just let him kill himself. Don't care about him. The other 3 demons also immediately nodded. Most people are not satisfied to see this scene. Look as if they have a conscience. He gave them so much. They say words that don't look human anymore. He would be angry and kill them. Probably in the heart of joy. But on the outside, he is persistent. If we have a system, watch out for the 4 of them. He said, come back immediately. Hugging the neck of 3 pine, are afraid to shake on his shoulders. A precious sentence in the midst of danger. In the midst of this life and death situation, they saved him a life. With his personality, they will do their best to protect you. I can't help but think about it. Think of the next scene completely satisfied. I watched the shadow of his back slowly disappear. There's nothing we can do inside. For a long time, tears of horror bite their lips. He looked at the 4 demons and flew them out. Where the lightning keeps beating down, the whole sky is broken into pieces. It's like in the blink of an eye, wanting to collapse. And suddenly a blinding lightning flashed. In front of her 3 pints. Probably the best in the world. I see them constantly beating down. 3 pine neck and hands still trembling to harm. Not out of business. But right now, the worst of all, suddenly felt an extremely strong pull. Pull Y into the Kier black hole. See, the situation is not right. He immediately wanted to lift the runner in the opposite direction. But the body doesn't want to. Step by step pulled towards the black hole. The most important thing in the hurry. In this type of situation, there's no solution. I can only look at the neck. Hurry to shout. We're about to get sucked in. Do you have any way to escape? But he didn't answer, and he looked down. He couldn't help but shake his head in thought. This kid is dead. I can't rely on him anymore. You have to think of a way. If not for this situation, both will be buried in this place. Suddenly right now, a bolt of lightning struck down the back of the most evil in the world. I made my body shake a little. Do not drink fresh blood. The body loses balance. Just like that, pulled by invisible gravity into the black hole. Wipe the blood from your mouth. The most likely is the tongue. I feel a little lucky in this situation. Fortunately, the three-dimensional lightning is on par with 9ca. If not, Lao Tzu would have broken his bones. But he just finished. Again a thunderous sound struck down. He still heads behind his back and hits. I am most likely terrified to see the power of death. The terrified face screamed. Stop dying and die. It can't be avoided. Again a lightning bolt struck down. I am the best at protecting the three in my heart. Himself under the power of death. Do not spit out a large sip of blood. In my mind constantly spinning my thoughts. Closer to the black hole. The power of death is stronger. If you keep going like this, encounter 6 or more gravity will surely break the bones. If you can't solve it, you have to die again. Maybe I won't be lucky next time. He must be calm. We can find a way out. For a long time, he remembered the Earl's egg. Decided to bet a penny. Take it from the world only out. Let it absorb the lightning. Don't break it. I hope it tries to absorb a little. Take advantage of the way out in the ban retooling. I don't care much anymore, the water is slapping. Thought. He hurriedly threw the egg towards the tortoise so that it take advantage of lightning absorption. But under the powerful force of the lightning, the egg showed signs of wanting to crack. These 7 things are not okay. Without hesitation, use the magic to decide. Quickly train chemo lightning is hitting down. Maybe it's because there's a preemptive fistula. Reduce the power of the lightning. So when death comes down, the attack force has also weakened, but most probably the world still can't help but shiver. Fortunately, there was no hurt this time. This makes him a little excited. If you want to use it, this way can be used. Acceptance 280 bars of protective inflammation. From pulling different from other forces. Even if it's the devil who decides. They can't be completely trained. Dissociative current accumulates throughout the body. If it is long, it will be extremely troublesome. Just like that. You must quickly find your way out. Otherwise, they will be tortured to death. Right now, a martyr fell again from the sky. Looking up at the sky, I see the power of death. Probably the most terrifying. So that's 6. Strong lightning struck down. I can't take it anymore. Most likely, the world quickly uses the great ghost to decide. Once again practice chemistry. Death lightning. But the power is too strong, the speed is fast. I can't even do anything. It's antiphobic. It spits out a big sip of blood. Difficulty holding the chest is hurting. On the top of my head there was a cold sweat. Death fell too fast. Not in time to train at all. Now he's all numb and weak. If you get hit again, you will not be able to survive. Sorry. God can't hear this whisper. Death struck down again. The power this time is as strong as last time. I'm most likely to see this scene. Swear for an hour. It's another 6-point death blow. It doesn't give people time to breathe. With his current situation, 3 Pine Neck is quiet motionless. He also ran out of 6 shots this time. There can be no doubt. What awaits them is death. At this point, he finally decided to give up. Looking down at the neck 3. In my heart, the doctor shook his head and sighed. I can't believe the last one. To me, it's a baby. If not for saving you, we're not in this situation either. It's because we're too greedy or we're destined to be. But I don't regret it either. How many bets are there in life? Even if you lose the bet this time, next time you encounter this, I'll bet again. I just hope there's a next time. He said and sighed again. Hold the neck 3 pine in your hand. Close your eyes and wait for death to come. That's right now. A blue flame on his forehead suddenly came out. In the blink of an eye with 2 guards inside. To hear a carpenter knock down again. The demonic situation arises again. The lightning meets the inflammatory bar suddenly in the blink of an eye dissolves, disappeared without a trace. I'm most likely to see the scene with astonishment. This inflammatory bar can actually fight the dreaded lightning. I can't help but think of the mysterious man before me. Inflammatory bars are constantly speculating. Maybe that person wants to get into the trap. And maybe there's something inside that person that wants to have. But I can't get it myself. That's why I brought him here. Now is not the time to think about these things. Urgent task now. We have to leave this place quickly. What the hell is that person up to? Let's also continue to calculate later. This lightning is endless. But I don't know how long the inflammatory bars will last. We must quickly find the way out. The feeling of death is getting closer and closer. Probably the most unwelcome tongue. The power of death is also getting stronger. Continue like this. Sooner or later it will become. But he hasn't finished thinking yet. Death is repeatedly struck down. The power this time.